Welcome back, everybody, to the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. I'm Josh Taylor. Gene Collie joining me here in studio, taking your phone calls. 412-575-2600 is the number, or also you can give us a shout on Twitter at Josh Taylor HD. Let's get to the phone lines. Got a lot of Pirates and Penguins questions stacked up here. We start with Brad in Duncansville. Brad, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hi, Josh. How are you guys?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I have 3 Penguin questions. If I can get a minute, that's fine.
Let's stick it to maybe 1 or 2. We got other people waiting in line.
Okay, I'll go 2 then.
Give them 3.
All right.
My question is, did you guys hear the Penguins are looking at Antiniemi?
Antiniemi. Yes, that's been reported a couple times throughout the week here.
And I also read from the Post-Gazette that Rutherford said he may go after what's his name, from Colorado, Matt Duchene.
Matt
Is
Duchene.
that true?
There's been some trade talks tying the Penguins to Matt Duchene also, yes.
Do you think, Gene, do you think they'll go out there, and what do you think they'll give up to get him? Thank you.
Floor is yours, Gene. Have at it.
I have no idea. I mean, you know, the Penguins have a lot of depth at forward, so that's where they would look first. But who exactly and what exactly in return, really, I have no idea.
Here's one thing I'll mention about that. As far as Antiniemi, it becomes more of a reality for me now. I was looking as far as free agency options going into this week. The guy I was looking at as far as goaltenders was Mike Condon. He signed a 3-year extension with Ottawa yesterday to remain as Craig Anderson's backup. So clearly he's happy there, and $800K for a backup is a pretty nice coin if you can get it. So I can't really blame him for taking that deal. Mike Condon I thought would have been a really nice piece to have as a backup goaltender. He's familiar with Pittsburgh, and he was here for maybe a cup of coffee, but stayed here long enough, and I think he made a good enough impression. And he went to Ottawa. Bear in mind, Craig Anderson left to help take care of his wife. Remember, his wife had cancer. Mm-hmm. She since has a clean bill of health. Best of wishes to her. But while Craig Anderson was out, Mike Condon filled in the role admirably, and I think he beat the Penguins twice while filling in at Ottawa. I thought he would have been a great option. So Niemi probably becomes a better option now. The price tag, of course, always becomes an issue. As far as trading for Duchene, I've heard maybe guys like Olli Mata being a part of it. You hear maybe certain forwards being part of it. The one thing I have, the one reservation I have about moving a guy like Mata, once you move Mata, granted you move that cap hit, that's another $4 million that you move, but you're bringing some money back with Duchene, and then you have to find another defenseman to replace besides replacing Trevor Daley. So that's a big risk that you're probably giving up in the meantime. Let's go to Will in Monroeville. Will, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I wanted to talk Pirates with you if I could.
Let's go.
I wanted to get yours and Gene's opinion on one thing. With the pitching, especially with Chad Kuhl and sometimes Trevor Williams being spotty and shaky at best, I was wondering if you think maybe the Pirates should look into maybe just for the rest of the year, maybe going after like a Bartolo Colon. What do you think?
Well, I have 2 theories about that. I do expect them to look maybe to another starter when the trade deadline comes around. At least one starter, maybe even a reliever, probably if not both. I would expect at least one of the 2. But as far as Bartolo Colon goes, I had the same kind of question with Francisco Rodriguez. And my only answer to that question is, did you see him pitch? Because I've seen Bartolo pitch a couple times this season, and one of them was against the Pirates, and it wasn't very impressive. So I'm wondering if it's just Bartolo Colon. And granted, I'm a Bartolo Colon guy. Gene, I don't know about you. Like the spectacle that is Bartolo Colon, if nothing else, it's entertainment to me.
I do not get Bartolo Colon.
But if you want Bartolo Colon to be a part of a contending team, it may not be as what's the word I'm looking for? Probably as profitable to have a guy like Colon. If you're interested in seeing a guy who's about my height and my weight, throwing about 85 miles an hour, and maybe getting some outs and maybe give a few hits, then by all means do it for entertainment purposes. I don't know if he's a good fit for a team that might be trying to fight for a division. Gene, by all means, correct me.
Well, you know, the Mets are rumored to be interested in Bartolo Colon, and he has a little bit of a history there.
He came from the Mets, went to Atlanta,
right,
so yeah.
Right. But can you imagine the outcry, Josh, if the Pirates actually traded somebody and got a 44-year-old pitcher with an 8 ERA. I mean, that would not go down very well. And, you know, a lot of people think Bartolo Colon is entertaining. He does not entertain me in the least. He's a very checkered history with performance enhancers.
That's
I mean,
true.
I really
That's
have
true.
I have no respect for or affinity for Bartolo Colon. It's not something I want to see.
One person I know who very heavily advocated for the signing of Bartolo Colon in the offseason was our own Bob Pompiani. He was on the Bartolo Colon wagon. So
well, I take it all back. Bob is always right. I always defer to Bob.
Bob has an exceptional
I hope they
taste.
get Bartolo Colon now that you mentioned that.
I hope Bob's not watching. He'll kill us later. Let's go back to the phone lines. John in Brookline. John, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guy. How are you?
Thanks for calling in. How are you?
Good, man. I have two questions,
All right.
Pirate question and Taiwan question. My first question is, the Pirate question is, what do you think the Pirates can do by winning 2 games against, 3 games against the Giants? And my Taiwan question is, I didn't want to get rid of Fleury, so I wanted to keep Fleury in Pittsburgh. So what do you think about that?
Sorry. That's about all I got for your Penguins question. You wanted him here. He didn't stay. I have nothing else to offer you, but I wish you could have got what you wanted, but I don't think it was realistic. As far as your Pirates question, and this is actually something that Will on Twitter alluded to the same way. He also said he thinks the Pirates could be at 500 at the All-Star break with the schedule they have coming up, the Giants coming to town, plus facing the Phillies. He mentions the Cubs. I don't know if the Cubs might have been as easy of an assumption as they were maybe a couple weeks ago when the Pirates faced them. They seem like they're starting to turn the corner here. They're still a very up-and-down team, especially when it's on the road, so I'm not really sure which Cubs team you might face on a day-to-day basis. But, Gene, what are you looking at as far as what the Pirates have coming down the pike and how they could go into this All-Star break?
You know, Josh, the Pirates are 37-42. If they win 2 games in a row, that's an accomplishment. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be looking 10 days ahead.
Well, I think what Will was referring to as far as the relative ease of the schedule.
But there are no.
Right. That's one thing I would say. I don't know if there's relative ease with this team.
There's nobody this team should beat.
Right.
They might beat some of them.
And not to mention the fact that we saw this team that was so one side of the ledger or the other in the first month of the year. We saw this team sweep Atlanta and then come back home and get swept by Cincinnati. So you never know. I talked about the Cubs not knowing which team might show up. You can make the same case for the Pirates. You don't know which team's going to show up. The team that was out there tonight looked pretty good. Jamison Tyone pitched a really good game, and they got 2 home runs off Chris Archer, who's a guy who was linked to the Pirates in trade talks and is one of the better pitchers in the American League. So the team you saw tonight is pretty good. The question is, will you see that team every night?
79 games into this.
Exactly.
They've won 4 in a row, 1 time.
And that's their longest winning streak. So that's what you run into. The consistency is the part that really becomes the roadblock. One more before we take a break. Let's go to Nick in Pittsburgh. Nick, you're on the Nightly Sports Call. You there, Nick?
Yes, I am. Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you
Good
for
evening.
taking my call.
You're welcome.
My question is, tremendous win for the Pirates tonight.
Yes.
I would keep up with the same starting lineup what they have. We're pretty close. We're going to be there. We're playing a lot of young players, but Travis and Williams and Cole and Williams, put them in the bullpen, bring some players up, and let's see what we have, and let's just go for broke and let's see what we have. That's all I can tell you. Have a good evening. Thank you.
I'm curious what your definition of go for broke is, because for some people that varies. Some people will tell you that the definition of going for broke is trading every prospect you have available and bringing some talent back at the trade deadline. As far as the thought of maybe sitting down to Chad Kuhl and bringing up a Stephen Brault, I know a lot of people have been in favor of that in recent weeks. Stephen Brault had another really good start tonight in Indianapolis. I believe he got up to 5 scoreless innings at my last look, but he had a pretty good outing tonight in Indianapolis. So he's definitely a guy that's knocking on the door, if not beating it down. And Chad Kuhl might be a guy who's standing right next to it, if you want to go by comparisons on either side of the ledger. I wouldn't rule that out as an option moving forward. I know they're starting to get a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're starting to try to find which solutions are working so they can run with those in the second half of the season. And you hear different managers and GMs talk about that, Gene, and feel free to weigh in on this. They'll tell you that they maybe break the season down into smaller subsets. In the earlier part, you're trying to figure out what you have, and in the second part, you're trying to put that together, and the third part is when you actually let it move along. But your thoughts on how they can actually make that rotation fit there with a guy like Brault and then Kuhl and Williams kind of standing on the fringe as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they're running out of patience with Kuhl. I know I am. I mean, he's made 15 starts. The Pirates have won 4 of those games. But any suggestion that the Pirates are going to shelve Cole and Williams or put them in the bullpen, I mean, that's ridiculous.
In the meantime, we will take a break. We'll answer more tweets and more phone calls when we come back.